Ready or not, here I come. I'll find you, but I will not take you slowly. Hi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good everything. Wherever you are, joining me. You're seeing, you're listening. How are you? Yes, I will always ask that question because it means a lot to me. I always say it not because it is rhetoric, no, but it is the truth. Part of the reason why we're here is because you're there. Welcome to the World Cafe podcast with Amax. I call it my happy space each time I come into this place. It's like the whole world stops for me because I'm about to unleash, not in a negative way, positive way. So how are you? Do you like how I'm looking? So let me tell you something. Getting ready for you today, walking into the, coming in here. My wife saw me like, for goodness sake, where are you going? I said, I'm going to the studio. I have to record. She said, you look like you're going for a board meeting. And I smiled. Well, let me tell you, today's episode of the show is being sponsored by an amazing boutique here in the city of Abuja. But again, I have to tell you the truth. You can reach them from anywhere and everywhere. They've decided to be part of the show. To sponsor and all of that. Unique. I call him unique because he's a unique individual. Mike is his name. The name of his outfit is Unique Mike Concepts here in Abuja. As in, I go there to, I think for as long as I can remember, that's where I go to buy my stuff for men, like from my shoes, stockings, undergarment, and everything. So it's like, come on, let's be part of the show. Let's sponsor. So he's the one. So, I mean, you're going to get more information anyway at the end of this. Please go ahead, embrace him. For ladies, you want to buy something for your husband, your significant other, go to Unique Mike Concepts here in Abuja. I'm going to put his details at the end of the show so that you can reach him. And I want to say a very big thank you to him also. You like the way I'm looking, right? I know you do. Like we always come in here with that positivity. This is the space where we come in to lean on one another's what? Experience to forge a positive path. I was waiting for you to say that. Okay, now that we have this out of the way, but I like the way I'm looking anyway. I'm the future. What are we going to be doing today? You're wondering. I made a promise some time ago and I'm going to fulfill that promise. My wife will always tell me when I make that statement, she'll say, remember, it's your father's name. Yes, my dad's name. Promise, Amachree. So I always tell her it's your father-in-law. So I will keep my promise. When I turned 40. Yep. There's been a lot about 40 and all of that, but I want to share with you my own experience when I turned 40. And we'll pick it up from there. I have, some things to read. The way we do it on the show, we speak in and out and we have that conversation. So I'm going to read from my book, A Cocktail of Words. If you've not gotten this book, please do. It's available on Amazon. You can put a call across and we will get it across to you. Recently, I was just going through certain things and I realized everything about my life so far that has been revealed is in the cocktail of words. Yep. I've written about 4 books: Cocktail of Words, The Color of Words, my HR notebook, and Hocus focus on God. But I call this my baby because I did a lot. This was when God really pushed me, and I'm going to talk about it when I turned 40. So one of it is the law of sevens. I call it the law of sevens. Is it just a number, or does it reveal a value that we should pay attention to? I'm talking about 7. On the musical scale, we are not permitted to abuse this law. Give a portion to 7 places, and upon careful arrangements, a harmony comes alive from the notes behind the numbers. This I have come to see all around me, the human life expressed on the scale of time, which follows this pattern of a musical scale obeying this law. The first 7, infancy. The second 7, teenage. The third 7, adolescence. The fourth 7, adulthood. The fifth 7, adulthood continues. The proper bringing together of the 7s on the premise of cognizance and applying oneself brings about a sonorous harmony that the world cannot help but notice. Just like the musical scale, find yourself within the 7s and make that melody of yourself. Do you like it? Thank you. Thank you. The law of 7s. So when they say, but the musical scale is 8, no, 7. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti. Do is a repetition. So you get it now. And when I wrote that, I mean, part of it. So you look at life, I look at it from the law of 7s. Like I said, infancy, teenage, adolescence, adulthood continues. So there is this saying, a fool at 40 is a fool forever. Is that true? I'm going to read something I saw from somebody. She did a post. Damilola Bamoye Oyalaja. It's a Yoruba name. And I did an exchange with her anyway. So many people have succeeded after 40. A fool at 40 is not a fool forever. Harland Sanders founded KFC at the age of 65. Gordon Boka co-founded Starbucks, Bauka, I think, when he was 51. Ray Kroc joined McDonald's when he was 52 and turned it into a global franchise. Laura Ingalls Wilder, okay, that's a full name, became a published author at 65 years old with her first title, Little House. Vera Wang launched her bridal design company when she was 40 years old. Joyce Meyer started her ministry and founded the Joyce Meyer Ministries when she was 40 years old. You can always reinvent, pivot, or achieve your goals at any time. Keep working, keep in faith, keep meaningful connections around you. Purpose-oriented people. Go all in for yourself. A fool at 40 is not a fool forever. But even is there a fool at 40? So when I saw this, I was like, okay, it will help me share with you my own experience. I never quite realized it until I was stopped, in my track to look back. Yes, I turned 40 in 2017. And when I look back, actually, retrospected, a lot went, wild for me. It was like I was attacked on all fronts. Yep. On all fronts. Corporate, spiritual, what else? Financial. If you've listened to my prayer in the dark, that was what I was talking about in 2017. It was the year 2017. If you remember, go watch it. It's there on YouTube. That was what I was talking about. Depression. So many things happened that it felt like I was under this pressure. I wanted to explode. But in that same hour, I remember God speaking to me through my wife. Why not write? Why not speak? You love talking, you love writing, you love engaging people and all of that. And I sat down and I wrote my first book. Just like Laura Ingalls, who wrote her first book at 65. I wrote my first book after 40, referring to what happened. So there's been this myth. I always say this, don't base life on your human experience. It's very faulty. The authority of human experience is not final. It's not. You may define things within human experience, but if you ask yourself closely, is that what God calls it? Is that what God calls it? Now we now have this pressure to perform before 40. Yep, we have this pressure everywhere. You see, even the corporate world is not helping. Forbes is not even helping matters. You hear Forbes 40 under 40 CEOs and all that. I read a story about this guy. I think I saw it on LinkedIn, and he was so pressured that he made the list. He said after that, he felt like committing suicide. He became suicidal. So you come to see that when you put yourself out there according to the expectation, societal expectation, if Abraham had put himself, gauged himself according to the societal expectation, he would have committed suicide. Yeah, at 100. What about Sarah? The story of Joseph, go read it up. He had a dream at the age of 17. It was a long walk to freedom for Joseph. When did he get to the palace? So try and put yourself in Joseph's frame. Unseen, imprisoned, sold. Imagine that. So how would you? But look at how it ended for him. Someone will say, okay, what are you saying? Joseph did not subject himself to human experience. No, he didn't. Rather, the dream he had was before him. There are certain things I don't share publicly for obvious reasons. People will misunderstand it, misrepresent it. I saw things growing up as a child. I've shared some of my childhood experience and all that with you. I didn't share everything. Yes, I didn't. Some of them are not meant for public consumption. Sorry. But when in my quietness, I begin to play them out, I see, just like Joseph said, okay, this is why what is happening is happening. So don't put yourself under undue pressure. So now, I believe in urgency, but I don't believe in the rush. If you understand what I mean by that. No, I don't. There are two different things for your information. urgency looks like it must happen now. You know it. This is the time. But listen, if you don't have a story, a journey, how would, when that time comes, would you be equipped to present? Listen, if you look at the life of Joseph, everything that happened to him prepared him for just one moment to interpret Pharaoh's dream. So imagine if he had wished away those experiences, if he had thrown them away and all that. No. He says, seest thou a man who is diligent in his business, he will stand before kings and not mere men. So listen, sometimes we put that scripture out of context. When he says diligence is building capacity and competence, and all of those experiences builds. And I was having an exchange with my videographer Jeddah there, and we were working on something, and I told him, his name is Jeff, by the way. One of these days, I keep talking about him. One of these, I'll bring him on set. You guys will see his face, and we'll have some conversation. And I told him something, and I said, the wisdom of patience will teach you speed. So the wisdom of patience taught Joseph. It also taught me speed. So when you look at the word diligence, is building capacity, competence. Joseph, how did Joseph learn to stand before kings? Pharaoh. Do you know it's a competence how to stand before executives? They call it in corporate world executive presence. The air, you command. How to read the room. This is what some master classes will teach you. Square your shoulders. How to speak. The tenses, the way you use them. You don't speak like a pauper. You don't speak like you're poor in your mental. Your outlook may be like, he's not wearing anything fanciful, but when you hear him speak, rich in his vocabulary, his tenses, the way he communicates, he drives the message. Even the deaf can hear him, and the blind can see. It all came. So for me, that was what happened. Yes, that was what happened. I was thrown in the corporate world to an unseen place, a place of obscurity, a place of where you would say, how would somebody like you be here? One of my managers at the time was like, how would somebody of your quality and caliber be here? I smiled. I said, don't worry, it's all about time. But in that obscurity, I started listening to God's instruction through my wife. I started building, I started writing. That was how the Word Cafe podcast began for me. And it has become a vehicle through which a lot of people are being reached globally. I share my story with you. Most times on this show, everything you hear me share came from that experience. Yes. Some of us say, this guy, his words are deep and all that. Yes, from that experience. When I turned 40. So what am I saying? You are not a fool. A fool says in his heart, there is no God. Certain statements that have been made by our ancestors were born, in my opinion, out of ignorance, or just to fit in, or just to align. But the 1% always move away from that. Always. Always. So that is it. You're pursuing Forbes 40 CEOs, no problem. If you want to, that's fine. But I'm not pursuing it. I'm setting my own scores. Yeah, I'm not setting my standard according to Forbes or according to the Ivy Leagues, the Harvards, and the rest of them. They are limiting, in my opinion. Yes, they are limiting. But do you know what? I said it on this show before, and I'll say it again. I was created for a purpose, according to God's purpose. With my eyes on Jesus, the author and the finisher, I am in contact with my destiny. I'm focused on it. I'm restrained from beating the air, stable as a rock. No opposition can break my focus. I'm fighting a good fight. I'll gain the mastery and I'll win the crown. I'll give him all the glory. So it's not a question of this, that, one Ivy Leagues did the standard, so we're working according to the IUPAC standard or the, what do you call it again, Nobel Prize and all of that. There's a lot of subjectivity to that. But when you know why you are here, when you know why the breath that flows in you, hello, 40 is just a number. Or should I say, it's just your years. There's more ahead of you. There's more after 40. There's more. Yes, there is. So that is what I came to do on the show today, to encourage all of you listening to me. You're not a fool. Are you 40? Relax. There's more. Oh, I've not achieved this and I've not achieved that. Calm down. Nobody's, let me say it the way we say it in pidgin English. Nobody they mark your score. So relax. Nobody's marking the score. Hey, calm down. Live life. Not in your own terms, but according to how the designer has wired it in you. Live it that way. And before you know it, your style will become one of the styles that designs the cosmos. Yes. If you want to run after Forbes first 40, under 40, no problem. But listen, like I said, you're not a fool. So guys, there's more ahead of us. So much ahead of us. Yes, so much. Do not allow the corporate world limit you. Do not allow the society define you. So when I turned 40, that was what happened. And I just came to share that with you. How old am I now? You're wondering. Whatever, if you want to calculate it, that's it. But I know the best is yet to come. The best is yet to come. All right, guys, that's what I came to do on the show today, to let you know, to remind you, you're not a fool. Yes, you're 40. There's so much ahead of you. I'm going to end with this. Everybody somehow needs help. Yes, that's one thing a lot of us get to, and we always complain, I don't have anybody to help me. That's not true. Some of us get angry. So I read this scripture before coming on set. The Macedonian man, when Paul saw him in his vision, he said, come over to Macedonia and help us. Ask for help. David said, I lift my eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh. He said, my help cometh from the Lord. Ask for help. Don't feel that Nobody wants to help you. God wants to help you. So ask for help. I always how would God show Paul a vision of a man calling for help? So that is how God is going to pick your cry for help and reveal it to the kings of the earth. Reveal it to those who have the resources, the wherewithal. I wouldn't use the word sponsor now, but to help you, because they are only fulfilling God's mandate. All right, guys, ask for help. And you will not regret it. So in closing, I'm going to repeat what I said in opening. Yes, Unique Mic Concepts sponsored this episode. The way we're looking now. Aren't we looking good? Thank you. So I want to call out also, if you want to sponsor the Word Cafe, first of all, it's been a blessing to you. It's been your plug. I'm grateful you're with us. But we are open, yes. You can sponsor episodes. You can sponsor an episode. You can sponsor a season. Yes, the Word Cafe podcast. So that more people would reach, or rather it will reach more people. And again, I want to make this appeal. Referral. Share with a friend. If this editions, this show has been a blessing to you, share with your friends. Refer them to listen. Yep. Let us reach more people out there. Well, I have to say this. Before my producer was like, you failed to say it. We are available on all the social media platforms. I've been mentioning Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, X, former Twitter, TikTok. But again, we're on Spotify also. And yes, we've been on Spotify. You can follow us on Spotify. Apple is also there and all of that. But Spotify is pretty huge this season. Guys, this is what I came to do on the show. You're not a fool. There's a lot ahead of you. That's a lot. So, don't give up. No, don't give up. Reach out. Reach out to Him. And God will definitely give you a word and direct your path. Yes, this is a space where we come in to lean on one another's experience to forge a positive path. My name is Amachree Isoboye. Till I come your way again, I am your neighborhood word trader. Bye for now.